A moment with God can change everything. Here's today's scripture. Listen, reflect, and be blessed.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, today we're looking at John 8.58, specifically this one verse. And
Yeah, it's a fascinating one, isn't it?
oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we're going to unpack why. Okay, so John 8.58, before Abraham was, I am. Pretty straightforward, right?
Seems that way, yeah. Until you really start to think about it.
Exactly. So let's start with the historical context here. We're talking about Jesus speaking to a Jewish audience.
Right. And Abraham, well, he's kind of a big deal.
Huge, the father of their faith. So for Jesus to come along and basically say, I was around before him, that's
It's a bold statement. No mincing words there.
not at all. But it's more than that, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about predating Abraham. It's the specific phrase he uses, I am,
Right. And that's where things get really interesting, theologically speaking.
because it connects back to something pretty major.
Oh, yeah, it does. A direct echo of God's self-identification to Moses. Remember, I am that I am.
Exodus, right?
Exactly, Exodus 3.14. So when Jesus says, I am, he's not just talking about existing before Abraham.
He's claiming a divine, eternal nature.
Exactly. The same nature as God.
Wow. So he's basically placing himself outside the constraints of time as we understand it.
That's the implication. And that's why this verse is so profound. It challenges our entire understanding of time and existence.
No wonder people were ready to stone him right there.
Oh, yeah, they were furious. This was blasphemy to them, a direct challenge to their entire understanding of God and their religious authority.
And the article even calls this one of the most profound declarations of Jesus' divinity in the whole Bible.
And it is.
Yeah.
Because it forces us to grapple with who Jesus really is, not just
Right.
a prophet, not just a teacher, but...
But God himself walking among it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to ask, what does this all mean for us today? Like, what are the implications of Jesus existing outside of time?
That's the big question, isn't it? For believers, there's a real sense of comfort in knowing that the source of your faith is unchanging.
Yeah, in a world where everything feels so uncertain, that's a pretty powerful anchor.
Absolutely. And it's not just about personal comfort. It has huge implications for how we understand salvation.
Right, the article talks about that too.
This verse challenges the idea that salvation is earned through rituals or being part of the right lineage.
Like it was for the Jewish people of that time.
Right. But Jesus is saying, no, it's about a personal relationship with me. It's open to everyone.
So he's fulfilling God's covenant, but in a way that goes beyond the Old Testament.
Exactly. He bridges the gap between the old and the new. It's a whole new understanding of faith.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack from just 8 words.
It is, isn't it? But that's the beauty of Scripture.
So, to recap, Jesus boldly claims his divinity, his eternal nature. It causes major controversy.
And it ultimately points to a message of hope and salvation that's available to everyone.
It really makes you think differently about time, about faith, about our place in it all.
It does. And it leads us to the question, if Jesus truly exists outside of time, if he is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, how does that change how you see your own life?
Ooh, good one. Definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us.